Montreal Canadiens are proud to select Ivan Demidov.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a live post-game show of the Curfew Boys, Tuesday, March 18th. It is currently 9:50 p.m. Hey now, boys.
Hey now.
Sammy here with Chris and Zook. Earlier, our boy Joey just logged in real quick from, where is he again?
Korea.
He's in South Korea. There you go. I got mixed up with Vietnam. Joey logged in real quick from South Korea, was watching a bit of the game, logged in to say hi, told us, wish us good luck on the episode. Anthony was supposed to join us live from New York. He got a flood in the bathroom. Now he has to evacuate the entire building because of him. I know he's going to hate me for saying this. He said not to say it, but Ant, what are friends for, right?
I guess he had too much fiber that day.
Too much fiber.
Well,
he did that. No, he got too excited about a very, very, very heart attack worthy victory. Our boys, that's it, Chris. Shine that cap, shine the logo. Montreal Canadiens victory over the Ottawa Senators. And you know what? Tonight is a very important night. And you know what? Actually, live in the flesh, as we're saying this night cannot get any better. The New York Rangers lose in regulation versus the Calgary Flames 2-1. Hi-yo! Wild card spot is ours for maybe 24 hours, hopefully 48 hours. We'll see. Wild card spot, baby, in the mix. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pumped tonight. I don't know how I'm going to sleep. Probably take a gummy or something. It's legal here in Canada. So anyways, anyways, we are live on YouTube and Twitter, also known as X. This episode of the Curfew Boys is sponsored by Les Délices Lafrenière. Honestly, some of the best pastries in Montreal, cakes, cannolis, and our favorites amongst the Italian community and everybody around the world. Zeppolis in the month of March, for the very famous holiday, the San Giuseppe holiday. Although I think it's past or it's coming tomorrow. Is it the 19th? This is how much of a religious Italian person I am. But go to Les Délices Lafrenière for some of the best pastries ever. They have 6 locations: Rosemère, Brossard, Saint-Julie, Pointe Claire, Montreal West, and our hometown, maybe not Chris's hometown, not so much mine, but in the east end of St. Leonard, Les Délices Lafrenière. Visit lesdeliceslafrenière.com. They are simply delicious, so simplement délicieux. And last but not least, we want to thank our sponsor, Habs Cave. It's probably the dream man cave for every Habs fan out there across the world. Go to Habs Cave on Instagram. Follow Sunil's page, Habs Cave. The best Montreal Canadiens memorabilia content that you could find out there. Heavily involved within the community and the Montreal Canadiens fan base. A big shout out to our boy Sunil, who was at the game tonight. Lucky son of a gun. And
it's his birthday recently too. Shout out to him. Happy birthday to Sunil.
We did wish him a happy birthday. Yes, we did a couple days ago. But hey, how about another happy birthday gift to Sunil and the performance from the boys? Final score 6-3, Montreal Canadiens victory. My God, I thought we were going to blow this one. I swear to God. I thought we praised Anthony and I, the previous episode, we praised Sam Montembeault, rightfully so. We really did. Look, we got to give him credit. Since the Four Nations tournament returned, I mentioned it. I say it again. He never played a game, but he practiced with some of the best players in Canadian hockey, and he for sure learned something back. Anthony's back. Did you fix the flood? The fans know, the followers know, the viewers know you had a flooding issue. So looks like you're good. Anyways, we'll get back to it. You can hate me all you want. You're in New York. I'm not scared. And maybe stay in New York. Stay in New York, Anthony. You're in New York. They lost because you're in New York. Stay the fuck there.
I'm fucking excited. But yeah, continue where you guys left off, and I'll jump into whatever was said.
So I initially said that I really thought the Canadiens were going to kind of blow this game because Sam Montembeault gave the second goal. He made a save. Puck escaped from him. Open net, fine. The third goal, everybody knows he should have had that. And I really thought that was the momentum breaker or the momentum killer for the Canadiens. I really thought I wasn't for some reason, it's not that I don't believe. I was just so worried that they weren't going to come back from that. And man, this game proved that veteran leadership, when it matters the most, the games that matter the most, is needed on a hockey team. And that just go with that third line. Josh Anderson, Cristian Dvorak, Brendan Gallagher. Take it away, boys.
Yeah. Wrote right into the group chat. Brendan Gallagher, like, just heart and soul type performance. He was, and I would say he's the unsung hero because as much as he came up with 3 points, I thought he had a say in the last 4 goals for the Canadiens. He played a big part in getting the turnover that fell into the Montreal Canadiens' possession. Just like, especially too, after he scored the empty net goal and just like pounded on his heart. I don't know, something very special about his performance. Josh Anderson, like you were saying, Sam, just a 2021. I think these guys missed the playoffs. They want to have one last run, at least one last run in the playoffs before they depart on this team. And just a magical atmosphere there at the Bell Center tonight. And what a game! Just screaming, shouting for every goal meant so much, and so happy that we turned out with the win.
I agree.
Yeah.
Can I say how much character plays a big role in this team?
Big time.
There's the reason why Kent Hughes did not trade those veteran players. It's for this reason. It's exactly what you said. Character.
I'm all for good talent, and I'm always going to agree with Joe and you guys when you guys mention we need good talent to win a Stanley Cup. But a big factor that a lot of teams are missing to get that extra push when you do have talent, aka Toronto. And I'm not saying that just to shit on them, okay? I'm being, honest. Toronto is a very, very talented team, but when you are missing that character that the Habs players and group have, it takes you a long way, and you've seen that since December 15, guys. These guys have not let go of the pedal. Yes, that little February, Sam and I spoke about it last episode, where that little stretch that we lost, and we all said it when we had that run, and then come February we lost. No, the
just before the break
happened, right before the Four Nations.
Yeah,
we all threw in the towel. We said that from December 15th till February 1st, we had that run, 16 games in a row. It was the best team in the league. And then at that 9 losing game streak, we're all like, oh, it's the season's over. Let's tank or whatever.
Heineman.
Heineman comes back, and it goes to show these guys want it, and they bounce back, and these guys are not letting go. You know how important tonight's, I don't know if you guys mentioned in the beginning, but tonight's game was so fucking important. We all said the last game against Florida was important, but this was more important. And I mean, every other game going forward until the end of the season.
Exactly. It's very, very, but again, this is a division rival and a team that's just a couple of points ahead of you.
Fighting for the other spot.
For the very first wild card spot. Exactly.
Do you guys know a fun fact? The Montreal Canadiens against the Atlantic Division, 16-6 this season. That's a fantastic record.
Yeah. Oh, they're one of the best in.
That's one of the records that you need to have if you want to make the playoffs, because you're playing those teams to the majority of the time to make it to the playoffs, right? So if you have a winning record with those teams, chances are really good that you're going to make the playoffs. So it's looking good. They need to continue on this way.
These types of wins are important for the Lane Hudsons of our team.
Okay.
The Uri Slafkovskys of this team, Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, they got to experience that during the 2021 Stanley Cup run.
Yeah.
Still at a young age. Cole Caulfield was a rookie. Suzuki was obviously whatever age he was at that time. But amongst the younger players, Cole and Nick are the veterans-ish, especially next year. Nick Suzuki will be considered a young veteran, 25, 26 years old. Cole is going to be turning 24. Like, he's going to be one of those two, right? Lane Hudson, still 21. Slavkovsky, still 20. You know what I mean? Who wrote this? Our follower, Tricolor. Habs are in the playoff contention while still rebuilding. That's very true. Imagine us with Demidov and Bo Horvat next year. Oh my God! Hey, I wouldn't mind that. But
that's a freaking interesting name.
As a second line center, that's interesting. But I said this. It's funny. I said this to my better half earlier. Like, this team might make the playoffs because we have a kid like Lane Hudson on this team, and what he's doing on defense. Imagine with Ivan Demidov. Can you imagine the two of them? What they might do at such a young age for this team?
Don't forget Reinbecker. If Reinbecker is the player we all think he's going to be,
I'm not forgetting him.
Oh no, dude! Like, it's patience with Reinbecker, patience with Mayu. Look, look. To me, anyways, I'm not jumping the gun here on terms of when I think the rebuild's going to be over. But when Jacob Fowler's officially a Montreal Canadiens, then it's never going to be over. Are you crazy? This city's going to go fucking ballistic.
But guys, I'm not trying to jump the gun either. I don't want to be those unrealistic Habs fans, like I've always been. But I got better at that. I'm being more realistic and more down to earth here. But if this team is performing the way they are this year with what we have,
yeah,
just like, again, it's just. I mean, actions speak louder than words for sure, and they have to mesh better. They have to mesh next year, and Demidov has to be the guy that we all think he is. Reinbecker, again, it's all projections.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say our projections are correct. This is hypothetical. If our projections come to life, and what we're seeing now with what we have, plus that, guys, I'm sorry, Sam, but to answer your question, when's the rebuild going to end? I'm telling you now, next year is the playoff year. The year later is the contending year. Again, hypothetical. It's a bold prediction. Yes, again, I don't want to be those Habs fans jumping the gun, but I'm just, again, if everything we projected, what analysts are projecting, and what we are projecting as fans, watching what we're watching, and especially you, Sam, of a guy who watches the AHL and the KHL and follows these things.
Because I'm looking at the pieces they drafted to officially be regular members in the lineup. I'm looking at Reinbecker, I'm looking at Demidov, I'm looking at Fowler, and you got to throw in, hey, listen, a Big Ten Rookie of the Year, Michael Hage for Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where is he gonna play in? Like his NCAA is over. I still think he's gonna have one more year to do in college just to beef up a little bit, get a little bit more playing time, maybe a bigger role on the team that he has.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But after that, to me, Auntie, when I say the rebuild is over, I mean all the pieces that Kent Hughes drafted. They're going to be regular members of this team. Are they all going to be there at the same time? I mean, only time will tell. Projection, maybe. Like, I think David Reinbecker could have been a regular member next season had he not gotten that big injury.
Oh.
That delayed it, but he still. I saw a game live, and he was phenomenal. But all that to say is, at the players we have now, if we're going to improve key roles here and there next year, I believe we're gonna do what the Senators are doing this year, but we're gonna do this next year.
We're a year behind the Senators, like we mentioned.
1,000%.
1 year behind the Senators, but I think we are a step ahead. Like, yes, right now we're a year ahead, but I think next year will be better than Ottawa this year because you're adding Demidov, adding potentially Reinbecker, and also Dvorak 4.9 is absolutely.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's really, and look, they're not going to rush.
They're still not going to rush.
They're not going to rush. They're not going to. I love what Kent Hughes said. We're not going to go in the offseason like drunken sailors looking for someone with these long.
Okay,
It's great. it's great.
But we need to remember as well what will be tying all of this together. The cherry on top of all your prospects that you're just saying in these projections
Mhm.
is the quality of acquisitions that Kent Hughes is going to get free agency. That's the only missing thing, because that's going to be like exponentially boost the team.
For sure,
Am
but
I
but
wrong
now,
with that statement?
But to Zook, to your point, I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm going to throw it back to you. But what do you think the Montreal Canadiens can attract? I mean, hockey players know hockey better than anybody else, and you start looking around the league, and
Yes.
you're going to sign, and you want to win, and you look at the Montreal Canadiens' footprint as to what they're going to become. They're going to be a dominant force. I don't know if I'm a good player. I think I'm going to Montreal. I think I start taking a flyer out
There you go.
on this team.
But you see, and again, this is coming from someone who always wanted a big July 1st.
Hmm.
I don't even think Montreal's going to do anything big July 1st.
Not
I
this
think
year.
I think
Not
I
this
think it's
year.
I think it's gonna be at the draft.
Not this year, Sammy.
Yeah.
No. You know
Yeah.
what I see happening? You know where I see it happening? Believe it or not, is at the no, I can't even talk. Trade deadline next year.
Hmm.
That's where I see our big splash, like Ottawa
Mhm.
did this year. They're gonna find that player to
With
push
with
them to the
Dylan
playoffs
Cousins?
next year.
Curious,
Maybe,
but why?
maybe.
Why do you think? Why do you think next year? Out of curiosity, that at the
Because,
trade deadline.
well, look, we still
Mhm.
have contract issues.
Yeah.
Okay, we still have contract issues. Hughes said he doesn't want to rush anything. We're not going as drunken sailors. July 1st, if you're going to want these big names, like Zook said, the big splash, you're going to have to get rid of what we have now. And
Those contracts.
I think Hughes and Gorton like what they have in front of them, because if they didn't, we would have got rid of some people in the trade deadline this year. They made zero moves this trade deadline. Come July 1st, again, projections, right? They're waiting to see how Demidov and Reinbacher is going to mesh with this team. So why rush getting rid of what we have? See what Demidov and Reinbacher bring to the table, and then next next March, start getting rid of the pieces like the Andersons,
So
the Dvoraks, the Savard, the old people that we want to get rid of because we're a young team, right?
but it goes to show how important they are, though. They proved it tonight.
Yeah,
Yes, but they're not going to be important next year because they're getting older. Some.
I get what you're saying, but they're gonna have to evaluate that.
Yes,
I genuinely-
100%.
Sorry, guys. I keep cutting you off, fans. I'm so
Oh,
excited
go,
to
go, go.
talk about this point, but I'm somewhat not somewhat. I'm fully in agreement with Sam. I feel something big is going down closer to the draft simply because we have so many draft picks. Like,
That too.
there's no use. We have all of our prospects. I feel like it's hard to say this, but if you look, we have all of our key prospects that are set to come in and bolster the lineup. We need something else. We need another piece that's going to come in sooner rather than later and add that veteran leadership after the next like 2 to 3 year mark. And I think, like I said, they just have so many prospects and young players that it's going to be either time to really move up in the draft. I'm a little bit more doubtful, but I think there are a lot of teams. Like, you look at it, I don't want to trade with them, but you look at so many teams like Boston, Tampa, they are just about to enter rebuilding mode. They are genuinely
Boston for
entering
sure.
rebuilding mode, and they have horrible, horrible draft picks. They haven't had anything good or anything interesting for a while. There are a lot of teams in a similar position that are going to need additional draft picks, and they're going to need to take chances and hopefully draft a steal in, a late first round pick, second round pick. So I don't know. I think the Montreal Canadiens have the prospects in place. They don't need the picks as much. They have an abundance of them. If they don't move up,
The,
I see those picks moving to
But
get an
here's the
established
thing.
roster player.
Go, Anthony, and I'll say my point.
So I think I sorry if I cut you off because my connection is not the
That's
best.
fine.
If I cut you off, I'm sorry. The only splash I see, and this is a long shot, and again, don't stop me if I say this, but the only splash I see that would work for this team, but again, not get rid of too many big assets, more picks because we have a lot of them, and Pittsburgh is coming to an end. Right, they have to restart now.
Soon.
Pittsburgh is coming to an end.
You're not
It
going
is
to
what
say
it is.
who
They
I
have to
think you're
restart.
going to say.
Mitch Marner.
But he's free agent.
what-
He's free agency. Mitch Marner's in Toronto, and he's.
Toronto. Sorry,
You're saying Sidney
sorry.
Crosby?
No. I didn't mean Pittsburgh. I
Malkin.
meant Toronto. I think Mitch Marner. No,
Dude, you
I
have to pay
got mixed
Crosby.
up with the M's. Mitch Marner would be a good fit in this team to give you that boost of the second line.
I
Okay,
keep hearing that too, but
that splash that you want. Okay, this all depends. And I said this 2 years in a row, and I think this is the year it's going to happen. Maybe not for Montreal. Okay, if Toronto falls apart again this year, they do not surpass the first round.
I'm gonna be looking
Again.
at that. Yeah.
They have to get rid of the big three. They have to. They cannot survive another year thinking they're going to win again with these.
Well,
three guys.
Marner's
It's
a
not
free
working.
agent. Marner's a free agent, so he's going to walk away. If he might
He's
test
gonna
free
ask.
agency.
He's gonna ask.
But that's what I'm
sounding
trying
joy.
to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
But
If
hold on.
Toronto
Hold on a
doesn't have
second,
a
guys.
good run this year, Marner
Fuck Toronto.
is not.
But I hear what you're saying. Here's my thing. Watching this game tonight, and when they were down 3-2, and I'm there thinking,
for Canada. Sorry, Big Pizza. He was big in Canada. Continue.
yeah, that is true. He played, but you see, Mitch Marner, when he's not the best player on the team, he plays well, and he proved it on Team Canada. So Mitch Marner is supposed to be the second best player in Toronto after Austin Matthews. But like I said, screw Toronto. Watching this game tonight, there was a couple times I was there like, this team needs a legit second line center right now. And I love how Alex Newhook is playing. I really, really do.
Yeah, man.
The kid is playing with speed. He's carrying the puck. He's dude. He played well. He did everything right except shoot the fucking puck. Like he did everything.
Oh, that pass across when he had the semi break, like he had to
tough-
catch the puck and get the shot.
Tough pass, but yeah, he fanned on it. I say this with all the love I have for Newhook. He's a very, very good player. We're really starting to see now the player that Colorado drafted. But again, the real question is, are the Canadiens, is Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon comfortable to have him play that role, second line center, alternate with Kirby Dach for an 82-game season? Like, that's the real question here. And personally, yeah, he's on a bit of a hot streak right now. Maybe not putting up as many points as he would want or we would want to see. He's playing well, but is he good for a second line center? We don't even know if Kirby Dach is good enough for a second line center. That's the splash they have to do. Anthony mentioned that top line last episode. That was the subject. Dominant, stellar. Tonight, the veterans stepped up when it mattered. The third line and the fourth line guys, fantastic. This team is desperate for a second line right now. I love Patrick Laine on the second line. I thought tonight he was engaged, maybe tried to do a little bit too much. That led to a couple bad passes here and there, but he was a lot more involved in the game. Aside from him, blasting that shot on the power play tonight, the power play was just terrible. But it's okay.
Pierre Hood said it well, though. You got to give a little bit of credit to the Ottawa Senators. They did a hell of a job.
They did.
Hell of a job penalty killing.
Oh, they did. But yes, absolutely. They put pressure at the right time. But counter to that, like Slavkovsky, he sees that Lane Hudson's getting pressured, and there's an open Cole Caulfield all the way to the other side of the ice that you could give a nice, steady pass to. Anyways, it's little mental errors here and there. But again, this team is desperate for that second line center, and I think that's the splash act that they're going to go try to. I think Hughes already planted seeds at the trade deadline to see if he could inquire for players. Maybe not now. Maybe by the draft. I'm convinced they try to get Dylan Cousins, but Buffalo knows we have all the prospects in the fucking world that they're like, well, give us this prospect. You want Dylan? Give us this. Give us that. And Kent Hughes for sure is like, no, that's stupid. Ciao, bye. But it's Buffalo, so.
Do you guys, just throwing it out there, do you guys see Habs wanting to keep Dach another year?
I think they want to. I say yes. I say yes because I think they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You came back from a terrible injury, a
Look how
terrible.
long it took him to get back to his game, and then once he's finally back, got injured again. So that's what worries me about me.
But that's the injury prone. Yes, the injury prone concern is legit. Yes. So
It took him-
I don't know. I
It took him
don't.
half a season. It took him what till
In December, he started
December,
playing well.
And he was, but he still wasn't 100%. That's what
I still don't think him and Liney are 100% healthy in the sense that that their conditioning or their legs are 100% top shape. This is one centerman I want. I want Sam Bennett
that's more fitting. Look,
if we get him for if they sign him for $7 million for 3-4 years, kind of like Jake Evans, the same length, bro. Like now we're flying.
I don't think. Okay, so wait a second. Just let me add something to the Mitch Marner talk. I doubt he's going to want to be a second line centerman.
Mitch Marner,
first line center. That's
no.
The way he's a 100-point player, dude.
I think Marner is going to stay at the wing. So whoever's going to sign him is going to put him at top line.
I thought he's a centerman though.
I like what Alex said at top.
Yeah.
I think Alex wrote Marner's a good player. He's a different environment.
Definitely 100%.
Yeah, but the Montreal market is just as tough as Toronto. Toronto could be worse.
Sammy, it's changed.
Toronto could be.
It's changed. It's not like it used to be 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you know what? But no, hold on.
I don't know.
What he means by environment, but you know what I think? What he means by environment, and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. Team dynamic. I don't think it's the environment of being in Toronto. You're being in a team with so many superstars.
There you go.
Too many superstars in a team does not work.
Yeah, I know, but him again. It's the playoff pressure, and again, we said he played well at the Four Nations. He did, but yeah, maybe.
That team is cursed.
No, but again, I've said this before. At the end of the contracts of Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher, do you bring them back on like these 1 year, 2 year deals at like $1 or $2 million?
No,
I don't think there's going to be room for those guys
new blood.
at the end of their respective contracts.
But we are going to need veterans that kind of.
Absolutely.
Well, the year that Gallagher, okay, hold on. The year that Gallagher had, I mean,
we'll get Marshall.
Let's say this. I think Gallagher has 2 more seasons, another year after this, right?
He's got him and Anderson have they have 2 years left. No, 2 years after this year.
Okay, so then it's still okay. So by the time that time comes, I think Gallagher's done after
2028.
If let's say this was Gallagher's final year.
Wow, Elias Pettersson. I love Pettersson, but he's a heavy contract.
Yeah.
He's a big contract. I love Elias Pettersson. I really do.
What's his contract at? Like 10?
I'll go look it up. Keep talking. I'll go check it out real
in
quick.
between time. He cut off when he mentioned Bo Horvat. Had Horvat's contract not ended, I think it's in 2030. 2031. I think he's making like $8.5 million or so. The guy. There's
11
the guy would be.
Sorry, Chris. $11.6 million for the next 8 years for Elias Pettersson, and he's 26. So that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It's a good name though. It's a good name. I love him, but no, I guys, I say this all the fucking time.
Shane Wright.
Mason McTavish, man. I want Mason McTavish. RFA.
Shane Wright.
I don't think Anaheim's going to give him up. I really don't, especially not for nothing. They might ask the Kings ransom for him for sure. Mason McTavish as your second line center, 22 years old, scores 15, 20 goals a season would be fantastic. That's just me. Or if you want Shane Wright too, but no, see Seattle. No, instead of Shane Wright, you know who I'd get from Seattle? Matty Beniers.
They're not going to get rid of him.
Him neither. Him too. But he's playing third line center when they draft him to be top 6. Mm-hmm. Maybe not first, but I try Matty Beniers. He's best friends with Cole Caulfield.
He's a 20-goal scorer.
He could. He won rookie. I think he won Rookie of the Year. I got to go double check. But he's just Seattle. Seattle is just they're having an identity crisis. Not everybody's confident. I'm just saying. For me, Mason McTavish or Matty Beniers. You know what? I'll mention his name one more time.
No Zegras.
No Zegras. Nope. I'm done with the Zegras talk. And I like Zegers. I really, really do. But he's too injured. Anyways, especially now with Jack Hughes being injured, I really want to see how Dawson Mercer plays for the New Jersey Devils. And he's got a decent contract. I remember Dawson Mercer. I wanted the Canadiens to pick him at that draft. They ended up picking Caden Gooley instead. But yeah, here you go. See, somebody who knows what I'm talking about.
He got old.
Yeah, Shane Wright to the Habs would be hilarious. My God, that would be the biggest plot twisting joke in the history of the NHL.
Slav and Shane on the same team. Beautiful. That would be fantastic.
It's called Priester.
Yeah, take. Oh my God, the stare down after is gonna be like, no, I never did that. I never did the stare down. But no, honestly, man, this was a character with like Cristian Dvorak 4 points. Like,
who would buy a lottery ticket moment?
But that's how you win games in the playoffs. So which look, there's pros and cons for this. So they're going to be basically attacking every game that's remaining like a playoff game. But
they are,
which is good. You get the emotion in it and whatnot. But the downside is if they make the playoffs, I really hope, and I don't think it's necessarily going to be the case because they're young, but I don't want them to be worn down.
So I had this conversation with someone this week, and I think we brought this up last episode. I'm not 100% sure, but it could be a good or bad thing, this run. Okay, the upside, the downside is exactly what you said, Zoo, because that was my worry, is that from now till the end of the year, it's gonna be a fight. So come playoffs, will they be drained out?
Yeah.
Or will they have so much fucking fire and momentum that the momentum doesn't just stop? So there's an upside to this fight till the end, because if they make it and that spark of momentum hits,
imagine the fans, the city
will be a fucking scary team come playoffs if that spark hits.
Yeah.
Look who's here.
Joey,
live in the flesh from South Korea. He's just ruining.
Science never stopped believing, boys. They've never stopped believing. We're in a playoff spot. All of them has told me that they watched the game.
Amazing.
The most negative person in this group, and he's all happy.
He's all happy. Exactly.
How excited are the people over there, Joey, about the Montreal Canadiens win?
You know what, Joey?
They're going crazy.
Why don't you start interviewing on the street?
No. Now I can't. It's not the time. I don't have any apparel with me.
Look at those nice buildings.
But yeah. It's crazy. But they're all honking with the Habs flags.
Are you serious?
They're all waving.
There you go.
No,
no,
he's not.
We're gonna send you a box of
serious.
Habs flags just to donate to people for free.
I brought my Curfew Boys sweater so I can wear it next time and show people.
That's awesome. Joe, say something to the listeners. You're live on YouTube and Twitter.
I don't know what to say, to be honest. I wanted to come here, bring some positivity, but Anthony, of course.
All right, Joe, you're cut. You're cut from the lineup.
What do you want me to say? Live from South Korea, Habs are in a playoff spot. Everything's good. Bunch of beauty everywhere. And
wow, you're so negative. Jesus.
Joey, I'm telling you right now, if they make the playoffs and go far, you better never come back from Korea. Like, just stay there.
That's the curse.
Okay. That is literally fine with me.
Joey, Anthony's in New York, and since he's been there, they've been losing. So,
well, there's the problem. Since I've been in Korea, they've been winning.
What do you mean they've been losing in New York? They're winning.
New York's losing.
Oh, New York is losing.
Yeah, we need you to be.
Yeah.
All right, Joey. Thanks for dropping in.
Guys, live from Korea. Go Habs, go Curfew Boys.
We love you.
Be safe, brother.
There you go. See.
Take care.
Take care, guys.
Have fun.
Bye,
Ciao.
Ciao, Joey.
Well, that wasn't planned, but that's fun. You never know. You never know what can happen live on the Curfew Boys episode.
Yeah, a lot happened this episode.
It's on live.
It doesn't feel like Joey. There's like something is staying in the world of Joey. It's not him.
There's a light in his eye that's sparking, which we're so happy for him. A brand new chapter in his life, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're happy for Joey. He's a happy man, and maybe that's why the Habs are winning. He's not negative, so maybe the Habs feel his positivity.
The cloud,
it could be that.
No,
shifted.
but speaking of Joey, not Joey himself, but the negativity he had for Gallagher. Do you guys actually see his celebration tonight?
Yeah.
He went
Yes.
to the and he went to
You know,
Two
it-
taps
it's-
actually.
but he also went to the bench.
They,
The whole
they,
bench.
they
Freaking
wanted. No, they wanted, guys.
They wanted.
There's that. Listen, we've said it for a long time, and they continue to prove it more and more. And the more they win, the more they actually show it. There's that family vibe. There's a big bond between these guys, and
Yeah.
that's why no moves were made at the deadline.
I've never
Like,
liked
so-
Nick Suzuki this much.
Dude, like he's a leader.
Dude.
He's a leader. Yeah, and he was the only one from the top line that got a point, let alone the goal to freaking get it going here or to win it.
And
Or I
Oh,
think he got
sorry, there's a comment that mentioned that. Hold on. It was actually a good comment.
there's only good
go
comments.
go,
here.
go look
Oh,
for it.
wait.
But like my point here is that is look like he was right. He was right to tell the GM like don't trade anybody. Please don't trade anybody. And Kent Hughes was right too. Like you got to give him credit. Be like, good, I won't do anything, but it's going to be on your shoulders. And you know what? Maybe throwing that extra challenge to the captain. Look what's going on now. The proof is
First
in the
in
pudding.
points.
The proof is in the pudding. Yeah, he's first in points, Chris. Exactly.
Since the
Yes,
since the Four
it's a break.
Nations.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
to specify.
Well, dude, a lot of people are looking like not just the Canadians. Like a lot of analysts are looking at teams in general, what they're doing after the break, because that break was significant for 32 other teams, and the best teams right now are the Canadians. And hey, listen, give credit, the Ottawa Senators. They're the two top teams in the league after the break,
And the Red Wings.
and red whatever. Yeah, sure.
They're there,
Red
but
Wings,
not.
they're there. The Rangers are there too.
Mhm.
Look at Columbus. Columbus had
Yep, them too.
massive momentum going their way before the break. They were winning games. Now look at them.
Yeah.
Now look at them.
Well,
They're slowly choking, and they got injuries too for sure.
yeah, but
but-
they're also
Well,
overachieving. You know, like
And that's why I think the next game, speaking of like people momentum and hot teams, Islanders is climbing up that ladder right now. And I think Thursday's game against the Islanders is
Yeah,
fucking key.
it's gonna be massive, dude.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I honestly think. Look, let me go get this. Let me go get the schedule here. Every game
Quickly,
now.
I found Alex's comment. Okay, so he wrote, "Winning in Ottawa without a single goal from the first line versus is encouraging for the next 15 games." So the way we played tonight, winning without the first line performing, is encouraging for the next.
It is, but it's not. I'm just gonna give my opinion here. It's not a recipe for success either.
No, at all.
We're
At
lucky.
all, but
We're lucky. There's only 15 games left, but.
Imagine that's what I think what he's trying to say is that it's not the recipe. 100%, I agree with you, Sam. But it's a good sign where if your first line is not performing and you're still winning 6-2, it's a good sign that you have other players in your team that can.
1,000%. But
When the first line is not there, at least you have.
but
others that wake up.
if we know that they need a second line and a second line center, management knows as well. But
100%,
yeah, so Thursday against the Islanders, that's a 7:30 start. Saturday against Colorado, and the four of us are going to be taking part at a very fun event at the Habs Cave. We might go live on Instagram for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Saturday's game though against Colorado is gonna be massive. Next week, a bit of a road trip. St. Louis on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Philly and Carolina. Jeez, that's gonna be another big game. And then the last game for the month of March in Florida. March 30th. That's a 1 o'clock. That's a 1 o'clock game. That's a matinee game or an afternoon game, whatever you want to call it. No, this was a massive win. This was the game to prove to the hockey world that no, this rebuild is. We mean business. The Montreal Canadiens mean business. Kent Hughes, Jeff Gordon, Marty St. Louis, and the boys mean business.
It's on the right track.
I was just about
That's
to
all we
say
can
though,
say.
too, Sam. We got to continue looking at the schedule because April is even more important. I mean, Boston is in free fall, but we still have Boston. We have Detroit.
Still a
We have the
divisional game.
Sens.
Oh my God!
And we have
Wow.
Philly.
Massive.
Those are four teams that are going to be pushing till the very end. So it's
Yep.
going to be
Yeah. Detroit
uh,
too. My God!
yeah, it's
Boston,
a crazy
Philly,
month.
But
We
the
always
thing
talk
is,
about
at home, we're going to be at home against Boston, home against Philly, home against Detroit,
Yeah.
in Ottawa, and then in Toronto. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, geez, guys, it's going to come down
That's
to the
why I'm not
fucking
fully
wire.
convinced, and I'm not trying to be the new Joey here, but I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not fully convinced. I'm so proud of what I'm seeing, and I said this last episode, and I said this episode 1 this year. It's gonna be a fight till the end, and unfortunately, it's gonna come down to the final 2 games, and we're just not gonna make it. I see it happening. I see the standings down, missing the playoffs by 2 to 4 points. I called it go back to episode 1. So all our
Yeah,
listeners,
you
go to
did say
episode
that.
1 this season.
I remember vividly.
We're gonna be either a playoff spot or 2 or 4 points away from the playoffs. We're not gonna be a tanking team this year, and we're not gonna be on the top of the league. We're gonna be right there, either playoffs or 2 to 4 points behind, and it's gonna fucking burn.
Stop.
Okay, I'm still gonna be proud for this team. I'm still, no matter what, I'm gonna be proud
Oh,
for
yeah.
what this team's done. But it still sucks if they miss it by 2 points, because then you look back at, the Seattle game that we got.
Any of the losses that you think
any
that
stupid loss that could have
exactly
easily changed this.
Lane Hudson.
Oh, Zook.
You remember, and I've said this many times when I've been on the show, that my one critique about Lane Hudson is shoot more. And, Joey, you, Chris, Anthony says, yes, but he's not that type of player. Fine. But can we all agree that the way he plays, he puts himself in a position where he has to shoot sometimes and he doesn't.
Yeah, because he wants
But
to.
what did he do today?
Dude,
There you go.
It was a beautiful shot.
I know what in.
What a snipe.
There you go.
And you know what, Zook? I don't think he's got the best of shots.
But-
So if the
he's
path
20
is
years old,
clear,
dude.
but he's so sneaky.
Yeah,
He is
dude.
so like he picks out these tiny little holes between a bunch of
Chris.
different players. What a shot tonight!
How
Like,
did-
Chris,
what a
wait till
play!
he's 4 years older. He'll be 24.
24,
Yeah.
What 4 years
25.
could do.
Dude,
It's gonna be insane.
how? But like, I'm just gonna say this: if he doesn't win the Calder, there's literally something wrong in the voting department.
I don't
for that.
see who else could.
Macklin Celebrini,
Yeah, but is he that
I,
important to his team?
He's
No.
leading. He's leading the Sharks in points. Like the whole
That's
roster,
fair.
he's
he's
going to
number
be
one.
he's going to be that important for the Sharks, and from now on until the rest of his career, until he leaves.
Okay, but if the Habs make the playoffs and
I'd say
Hudson
he's
is
one of the
hovering
reasons.
Celebrini, even if
He
he's
is
like
the
1
reason.
point less than Celebrini, he should win the Calder just because the team made the actual.
Mm,
whole season.
I'm not disagreeing with
Lane
you.
Hudson changed this, but Lane Hudson changed this team. Like we weren't anywhere as like how many? We should start doing this evaluation. What's the percentage increase in the power play percentage, or how many spots did we climb up in terms of power play ranking? How many like? I was just about to say how many goals are. What's the defensive contribution for goals and again like points. If you still look at it, he's just behind Makar, Hughes, and he's behind
Werenski.
He's
like,
behind.
Werenski's up there.
He's top
Yeah.
6 in
But
all
like,
defensemen.
he changed the whole dynamic of this team. Like they play a completely different style thanks to him. And they if Zook is so right, if they make the playoffs, like he changed so many important elements of the Montreal Canadiens game that allowed them to get into the playoffs. Like I know people are saying, well, Macklin Celebrini is the reason why the Sharks are even relevant this year. Well, Lane Hudson is the reason that the Montreal Canadiens are in the mix this year.
He's up there with Josh Morrissey, Rasmus. He's tied with Josh Morrissey
6.
and Rasmus Dahlin. At 52, Victor Hedman and Evan Bouchard at 53, Quinn Hughes 63, yes 53. I don't know if I'm at the NHL website. I don't know if they updated.
No.
If they did update it, he's tied for 4th with Evan Bouchard, Victor Hedman, unless they picked up points. But dude, he's up there with those guys, and he's a rookie, and he's quote unquote undersized.
But what's the metric for winning the Calder? Like, is it points or
It
is
should be
points mixed with what
it's
your place in the team and everything?
every year it's been the rookie with the most points.
Okay, so it's points.
Right now he's the rookie with the most points.
So there you go.
As a defenseman.
As a defenseman.
And I said that last episode. Imagine you look at the Mitchkov, you look at Celebrini, you look at all these players. but he's first right now, and he's a defenseman.
Can we all
Imagine
We
if
said
he-
But
can
we
all
called
say
it.
he's a
We-
franchise player?
Yeah, he's an elite franchise defenseman
Beautiful.
at the age of 20.
I love hearing that.
But we said this. We predicted
know,
this.
but
We
I'm
said he's
saying
gonna get
periphery
five.
said-
He said we said he's gonna get around 5 goals, maybe 10, maybe
45
10,
assists.
and he's gonna get like 50 something assists. And we called it.
He also
said
didn't
it,
play on the
but-
power play for the first
That too.
15 games,
2 weeks,
20
3
games.
weeks.
He was on the second part. He was on the second wave. So yeah,
Until
it was-
Matheson got injured,
Right.
Matheson came back. Matheson went back on the first power play
Early
unit,
November.
and then only closer to the 20 game mark
But
did
also
he
that
undertake that responsibility.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, when Patrick Laine started, Patrick Laine is a big reason why the power play is working.
and
And it's
And I-
those two.
and-
It's those two. You want to throw Nick Suzuki in there? Absolutely. But yeah, do we think
And
Cole
I'm
Caulfield is going to
okay.
score 40 goals? I
It'll
hope
be close.
it'll be very
7
close.
goals, 15 games, 7 goals. It's just exactly like Ovechkin needs 8 to hit 8 and 15 games
Wow.
to beat the record.
Imagine,
So
imagine we see 2 milestones, 40 goals for Cole. Ovechkin beats Gretzky's record. That would
they
be
both need
wicked.
the same amount for the next 15 games. So I mean, Cole won
That
one
would
less.
be sick.
But no, back to Liney, making the playoff power play. Guys, you could say whatever you guys want to say about Liney. I couldn't care less how he is on the 5-on-5. He's your power play specialist, and that's what you need. And that's what I don't care if he's a shit player next year and he just puts in the points on a fucking power play. That's all we need him for right now. To me, Liney being the Liney that we saw in the past is a bonus. If he just continues giving us what we need, and that's the power play, that's going to help us win games, help us in the playoffs. What more can you ask for from this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, you want that extra, and you said it before, Sammy, that I don't think he's fully healthy. And imagine if he is healthy, what he can bring to this team. But if you're telling me he's not 100%, and he's not fully healthy, and he's still fucking helping us in the power play, imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
shocking news.
agree. I agree.
Insane.
Listen, the 2 big names that they're going to have to evaluate next year, and even this offseason to see if they have to make a splash,
Curbs.
Kirby Doc and Patrick Laine. Those are the 2 big names. We asked our followers on Instagram to give in your questions, and for those that are listening and watching live, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we'll get to the questions now. Here we'll go with our boy Jesse Guerrero. Where is this team next season?
Playoffs.
I think solidifying a wild card spot. I don't know if they're going to be top 3 in the division. A lot's going to depend what happens with Florida and Tampa, because I think Boston's on the decline. Maybe Ottawa. Ottawa might make a fight for if they got the key pieces and they're all healthy. They might make a fight for top 3 in the division. I see the Canadiens really holding on to a wild card spot much longer than like what's happening now. I think they'll be on the inside looking out than the outside looking in next year.
Guys, look at this team from December till now. And look at what happened at the beginning of the season. We were missing Liney. We had an injured Doc. We had no Reinbacker, no Demidov. If you put this team from December to now on a scale of an 82-game season, we'd be a top team right now. I'm sorry. That's how I saw this year. No, but
I mean, we're getting there. I don't think they're going to be a top team next year. I think, like I said, next year.
I'm not saying I'm not saying first of the division, but I don't see them in the wild card spot next year. I see them sitting comfortably where Tampa is right now.
Do you think they're going to be top 3 in our division?
Yes.
Oof, that's bold. That's bold.
Next year we're top 3.
Gordo Habs asks if Gooley comes back, who's going out? Oof.
I
Struble?
think Jackeye and Struble are going to be subbing 1-1 type of deal.
Depending
Interesting.
on
I see more Struble going out.
In the playoffs, I see Jackeye playing in a lot more than Struble.
100%.
1,000%.
I'm so excited to see the day that Arbor Jackeye plays a playoff game. I'm so excited.
dude, that's gonna be something. Him and Slav, I really want to see that. Chris 961 said, imagine if Suzuki missed that open net with the laughing face about the cheese. If he would have missed that and that was the shot we needed to tie the game or to take the lead, sorry. Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't be sleeping well tonight. Vitherson.b, what are the takeaway from tonight's game? To me, it's the veteran presence. It's that third line. It's that Dvorak, Gallagher, and Josh Anderson line that just.
And also the strive to fight, because we lost the lead twice this game, and they still came back to tie it and win it. So
Yeah.
we were down a goal twice this game.
I think I'll add that I think Sam Montembeault owes those three guys like a nice dinner. He's gonna take those three out for dinner because like it wasn't his best game, but I'm very, very convinced that he's going to bounce back. From Dawes_garage, do the boys make the playoffs? Love the show, lads.
We'll find out the last two games of the season.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, let's hope,
they're rolling.
Let's hope so.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah.
Let's hope so. And Malek Joe asks, on a scale of 0 to 10, how confident are you that we're making the playoffs now? Go Habs, go. On a scale, how confident?
7.
6.5, yeah, 6.57. Good call, Zook.
I'm leaning towards that number. I'm leaning.
7 is a positive number.
I'm 60%.
Still in the.
I'm 60% feeling it.
Ask me this in
No, you gotta say that. Answer this right now.
I'm not convinced.
Okay, but on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, 5.
Okay.
Come on.
That's not so
I'm
bad.
not. It's not so
Standard
bad.
answer, Andy. Come on.
That's so neutral.
Come on.
Hey, I'm not. Joy will be proud of me. Joy will be very proud of me.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
not
No. This is new Joe. You're new Joe. No, hold on. I don't know who's new Joey from that. You or Joey? No, the Joey right now would be very, very upset with you.
Look, because what I predicted from the beginning of this season is what it's exactly what we're visioning right now. Again, making the playoffs is a bonus for me, and I don't want to put my hopes up yet. So we're on a good run.
You said,
Fair.
I remember, Anthony, what you said. So, yes, you're not wrong, but you also said that this season they would be close to making the playoffs, but now we're in the spot. So it's a little different. Like, you know
No, I said that it's going to come down to the last
that spot, and that it's going to come to the last games.
It's going to be a repeat of Detroit and Philly last year. Is going to be Montreal, Ottawa this year, or Montreal Rangers.
God, this city would not be able to handle that. This city would not be able to handle.
To go bankrupt.
Dude, like those last two games against Detroit last season.
You think that's what it's going to be?
If it comes down to, dude, this city is not going to be able to handle it. Like, I don't think. If it comes down, we win those two games, but yet we need, like, knock on wood here, the New York Rangers to lose, but they end up winning. No, I won't be able to handle that.
I can't.
I won't.
You do know this happened back in 20. I don't remember when they changed the standing stuff.
Yeah.
That first year, we had more points than the 8th place Western team, and we didn't make it by 1 point. We won the last game, but the Islanders, I believe, won their last game, and we didn't make the playoffs by 2 points. What year was it? I want to find it now. It's bothering me. But the year that the NHL changed the standings of the 1 to whatever.
Was it the year that the Canadiens started they were 10-0? Was it that year? They started.
Remember.
I think I know which season you might.
There was 1 year that
it was really a while back when like Don Cherry was complaining and say you better not play your second string goalie for the for I don't know if it was which team it was playing against the Islanders, but I think the Canadiens lost against the Leafs in the last game of the season. We were young, like we were way younger. I think that was.
We were young. I was in the.
I think it was like 2000.
Well, I remember
2000.
I remember the season that the Canadiens.
5 and 6 season.
No, you know what it was? I think Cristobal Huet was the goaltender.
2005.
I think they had to win. They had to win like the last game to make it, and they didn't. I think they blew it or something. Back in 2018. Yeah, they missed the playoffs by 2 points behind Columbus back in 2018. I don't know if that was the year where Ryan Pelling had his freaking hat trick.
Mm.
I think it was that one. I'm pretty sure. I think it was that one. Was it that one? I don't know. Anyways, big game coming up on Thursday though against the Islanders. Anthony is absolutely right. Like that game too. Like from now on, every game is going to be practically a playoff game. So, yeah, he says 2018, 2019 Habs missed by 1 point, and then they drafted Caulfield.
Mental.
So there you go. Well, that's all I have. You guys, I don't know what you guys. If you have anything else to add.
I think we said it all.
Yeah, we did. This is it. This is
Hudson, shoot more there.
he's working on the shot, but no, man, I'm excited too. Real quick, there's reports that the Canadiens, there's a very good chance they're going to sign Ivan Demidov at the end of his season in the KHL.
June 1st.
Elliot Friedman reported that, and he said that he knows a couple of people that were in Russia that saw him play, and he's like, he's an absolute stud. That's to wipe Chris's tears.
When is that?
The KHL?
March 31st
Yeah,
is the last day.
The KHL.
Okay, can I
He has to sign June 1st.
hypothetically?
Oh, hypo Anthony, I'm going to call you from now on. Let's go.
It'll be mid playoffs. He wouldn't be able to go.
If we make playoffs, is he able to come or no?
No.
I think so.
He won't
If we make playoffs, but his team might make playoffs, I think I got to double check. And
I don't think.
as long as his team keeps going, if they're in playoffs, well, he's got to stick with them.
Okay. Let's say we make the playoffs and he's not in the playoffs, and we sign him. Do you see he can't play for any? He can't play
because isn't he gonna waste a year of his contract?
They're going to waste a year of his contract. Yeah.
For what?
Well,
Would he take a risk?
but Kent, you said it. Like no matter what, he's not coming this year.
Yeah.
Kent, you said it. So no matter what, so no, forget it.
Never know.
What the Jacob Fowler, however, that we're gonna wait and see that they might sign. Let's even at that, he's not gonna play it. We're gonna burn a year off his contract, but that's
you go. I found it. So whoever in our fans wrote that we didn't make playoffs by literally
by 2 points in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, and it was Columbus. So 96 points, and Columbus was 98. So we had to win the last game or whatever. And Colorado, yeah, I was right. We had more points than Colorado, and they made the playoffs.
Jesus, there was a time where we had more points. There was a time when Colorado was so shit.
I remember
they were the embarrassment. They were the embarrassment of the league at one point. I remember that.
Yeah. Guys, this is why I'm so pissed at this new structure. Okay, that year Colorado had 90 points, and the Habs had 96, and we didn't make the playoffs. We had 6 more points more than Colorado, and we were in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's always like that, where like one conference is stronger than the other. It's always like
for
that.
Sure. It just sucks.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's it. I'm gonna call it a night, boys.
Yeah.
Same
we'll
here.
Anything else? Say now or forever hold your peace. Well, listen, as always, to the viewers who tuned in to the live post-game show, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We really love it, and we're gonna keep doing this, or we're gonna try to keep doing this as long as this team keeps fighting for that spot. These games are gonna get a lot more exciting. It's gonna get a lot more exciting to have these conversations, not just with the boys here, but with all of you viewers and listeners out there. So we want to thank you once again. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Absolutely free. Tell your friends about us. Rally up all the Habs fans you could possibly think of. Have them join the Curfew Boys army. Get the conversation going. Come join our shows. It's lots of fun. Episodes available, audio format, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and on social media. We are very, very active on Instagram and Twitter, also known as X. We do have TikTok as well. We post content there as well. So come, like and subscribe, follow us. And hey, man, don't ever be shy to share your thoughts about this team or players or some of us here. You never know. Some of our ugly mugs here. And listen, if ever you need any plumbing advice, please go to Anthony. He is the guy. He is the guy you want to ask.
Just ask for a new room. That's all you need is ask for a new room.
We're going live. We're not editing this part, buddies. I would call you Plumber Anthony from now on.
I'm not a plumber. I just run out of that fucking room.
Walking, Anthony.
You just
The water
ran.
went to
You
the
just left.
fucking door. I took my luggage, just like everything. The water went to the door.
Oh man,
There was this much water.
it wasn't stopping it.
Well, the people underneath you are gonna hate you. So
The whole third
I would've
floor
wished-
just collapses. It'll be.
I wasn't. It was the final. It was the 7th floor. So I'm on the 3rd
oh
now.
boy, Anthony, have a good night. Go get that shit fixed. Chris, Zook, boys, thanks so much for doing this. Once again, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, Les Délices Lafrenière and Habs Cave. Go Habs, go! Thursday night against the Islanders, 7:30 start. We'll see you then. But until
Bye now.
bye
now.
now. Good night.
Good night.